Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 011119111. And I think I know what they are. It must be like an East Coast thing because it is a certain type of seasoning and a certain type of fry. So they leave the skin on the fry at the end. And then also it's got to have a mixture of sea salt, black pepper, and garlic on it.
Okay.
Isn't that like a popular tri-tip seasoning?
I think it's just a popular meat seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic.
Yeah.
Three parts all equal. That's what I use. Of course, there's other restaurants or seasonings like Susie Q's that'll throw some extra stuff in there. By the way, the update on the poll right now, we're asking what is the best cut of fry. And you have everything like your standard cut, which you get at your common fast food restaurant. It's the most common fry. The steak fry, like you see at Red Robin, it's a thicker, wider cut fry. The crinkle cut fry, the curly fry, the mojo or the jojo, like a potato wedge. The waffle, the shoestring, the sidewinder, and the tater tot.
You didn't put Chip Joe's in there.
Chip Joe's I did not put in there. No,
Why not?
I did not. I didn't think about it, and it didn't get brought up in the conversation until right now.
It's the best.
So when your chips. The two not getting any votes, somebody begged me to put sidewinders on and then didn't even go to the poll question to vote for it. It's got nothing. 0. Shoestring also and Potato Joe's. Not getting any votes as well. The ones getting votes right now, the ones in the lead, Curly and Waffle at 25% each. And then there's a 4-way tie between Standard, Steak, Crinkle, and Tater Tots at 12.5%. You can vote, KZOZ.com and the Justin Stearns Assist Home Loans poll question. It's right at KZOZ.com. Scroll down. You'll see all the answers in yellow. Right above that, you can vote.
This is interesting. As it was, the other day when President Trump was signing all these executive orders, he decided to release all the J6 prisoners. But the Maga Granny, she's a 71-year-old that was sentenced to 60 days in prison. Her name's Pamela Hemphill, or Hemphill, I don't know, because the P and the H are right next to each other. So it's Hemphill or Hemphill. She turned down the pardon. Okay. And this is her reason for it. She said, accepting a pardon would only insult the Capitol Police officers, rule of law, and of course our nation. We were wrong that day. We broke the law. She previously pled guilty to a misdemeanor charge. She plans to file a letter of rejection. I don't know what a letter of rejection is.
I would reject the pardon.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting.
That's fine. She can stay, I guess, if she wants.
She's Idaho resident.
It's very becoming of you to reveal a story like this. You've been accused of being such a
I think it's fascinating.
And a MAGA supporter.
Yeah, I know.
And a Trumpster that you would
and I think most
read a story about something that he doesn't agree with.
Most people that were imprisoned because of their being there at the time did not deserve the prison sentence, including Pamela Hemphill, who,
she apparently did. She said she assaulted a police officer. Is that what she said?
Said we were wrong. She didn't say she did.
Well, how can you say anything about other people?
She recorded clips of herself.
Take accountability for yourself, Pamela. You can't take accountability for others.
She recorded clips of herself entering the Capitol on January 6th. She pled guilty to misdemeanor charges of parading, demonstrating, or picketing at the Capitol and was sentenced to 60 days behind bars. She's also hit with 3 years probation and a $500 fine. She said she pled guilty because she was guilty. Man, that's taking responsibility for your actions, I guess. I wonder,
is she in jail right now? Is she in jail right now?
Yes, because she was going to be released, and she said no. I'm just going to do my time. Idaho jails, are they tough?
I don't know. I've never been in one.
Okay. She said that accepting a pardon would serve to contributing to their gaslighting and false narrative. Who's there?
I don't know.
In this one. That is strange. Now it was 60 days. That's 2 months. Okay. And who knows how long she's into it. But
she really likes the bologna sandwiches.
Is that what you get in prison?
That's what they say.
By the way, things that you liked as a kid that you like as an adult, the pizza coming out on top of that one. If you had to leave.
People order their pizzas the same as they did as a kid.
I thought it was going to be
things I like.
I thought when you asked the question initially, it was going to be chocolate milk and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because you talk about both those, and enjoying both of them.
Oh. I don't drink the chocolate milk as much as I used to, but I still really enjoy chocolate milk, especially with like a bean and cheese burrito, bean, rice, and cheese burrito, or with corn dog with mustard on it. You get the mustard on the corn dog. You have a little chocolate milk with that. I tell you, it's pretty good. You know where this all stemmed from is growing up eating. We didn't have fast food restaurants where I lived. Like you do.
You had to go
we lived
away,
out in the country. We had to go to mini marts or like gas stations.
We had one. We had
cases.
McDonald's.
We had gas station hot cases. That's like when we were going to eat something. So what do they have? Pizza pockets, corn dogs, burritos.
Pizza pocket or pizza stick? Which one did you like better? The pocket was a little bit wider. The stick was a little bit longer.
Yeah, pizza stick I never had.
Pizza stick was better. I like the pizza stick better because it was easier to eat. It was just a long stick that was in like a sleeve. The pocket.
I'll tell you what I like about
the pocket.
Pizza
Was like a calzone, and the stuff would fall out on you.
I like the sauce. I like the sauce. It's got to have a lot of sauce.
Oh, okay. But then you wouldn't like the pizza stick. I'm more of a cheese. Cheese should be more prevalent on the pizza than the sauce person.
805-543. You can weigh in there. You can vote in the poll question over at kzoz.com asking about your favorite cut of fries. Somebody wrote in, it says, I had a few bologna sandwiches when I was in the joint. My stomach, it made my stomach turn. Mystery meat. Okay, sorry. This person is texting a lot right now. Pizza stick is better when I got out. First thing I did was went to a gas station burrito, cheeseburger at In-N-Out.
Right. Isn't it funny when we go away for somewhat of a long period of time? Like, I remember this is a camp. When we go to camp as a kid, I know you didn't get to go to camp. But
Levy didn't pass.
We wanted to just eat fast food because they fed us camp food for a week. We're like, oh, we need McDonald's. We need McDonald's. Jack in the Box. Oh man, what I wouldn't do. Like by Wednesday, we're like, oh man, what I wouldn't do for an ultimate cheeseburger right now.
Somebody else wrote in. They said in jail you only get bologna or PB&J.
Wow.
I think I'd go bologna.
Oh no, I'd go PB&J. Bologna's terrible. Bologna stinks.
No, bologna's great.
I know it's just a big wide hot dog that's sliced up into a thin piece, but it doesn't hit the same.
I love bologna, especially with Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip and bologna, that's all you need on some white bread or wheat. Doesn't matter.
It's so greasy. It leaves a film on your mouth.
I mean, when it's cold.
Not that peanut butter and jelly doesn't do some damage. Are you telling me that that's all you get is an option in the clink? Is the peanut butter and jelly sandwich or the bologna sandwich?
Bologna or PP&J, apparently.
Well, with bread prices, I would say, like bread's gone up quite a bit. I don't know if I'm happy with my taxpayer dollars going. They probably get cheap bread. They probably get day old bread in the clink. Which is better on day old bread?
Do
you get cheese?
Do you get cheese on the turkey bologna, or is it beef bologna? They probably don't even get beef bologna. It's probably like turkey.
It's probably just bologna.
It's not even really bologna. It's
but do you get cheese on it though? That's my question for the people texting in our imprisoned population that listen to Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Do you get the option of cheese
that have been in?
Because I would mix it up every once in a while and get cheese and bologna if it had cheese, but not just straight bologna. I would go cheese and bologna probably one day a week, and then peanut butter and jelly 4 days a week.
Okay.
Or I guess
another person that has been in the clink. We've got two people writing in right now. The other person said it's not jelly, it's just peanut butter where he went. So there was just peanut butter bread.
Okay, I might go bologna if that's the case.
If it's crunchy peanut butter, you got my attention.
No, that's...
I used to eat peanut butter and butter sandwiches as a kid. I don't know why my mom used to make us those, but it was margarine. because she didn't buy butter because she thought butter was going to kill everybody.
Oh, yeah,
Remember
right.
back in the 80s?
The natural stuff's going to kill everybody.
Yeah, well, that's what they told you. They said, eat margarine. It's healthier. Nirvana, Billy
I wonder
Squire
why that
coming up.
profession's not trusted anymore. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. California DRE 01111911. Seconds ago, Costco's unionized workers vote in favor of a nationwide strike on February 1st. Weirdly enough, that is when my annual renewal is due for my Costco membership. Should I back off and wait and see what happens with the
unionized? What that
unionized?
means for people that get prescriptions at Costco.
I'm kidding.
You're just going to have to change it.
Are the pharmacists, are they unionized workers, I guess?
I don't get my stuff there, but I have a friend that does. No, okay. So, yeah. I read that they were talking about it. I didn't know that they're actually doing it.
I don't know if this is going to really affect you all that much. Costco has 219,000 workers nationwide. The union represents 18,000. So like 10% of the workers. So it would affect many Costco locations and shoppers, but would it affect it all the way? They want to raise. How does that work? Like, who's unionized at the Costco? If 18,000 of them are, like, what, the sample people? I mean, like what? Who are the unionized workers at Costco? The tire guys?
I would say that the sample guys probably are not, because I think they just come in and do kind of like a part-time job. I don't think they're full-time employees, because if you ask them where stuff is, except for the product that they're selling, they don't know where it's at. They're like, I don't know. You got to ask somebody who works here. I'm sure they're not volunteers, but maybe they are. Who knows? Hashtag. Go ahead.
Costco, what the people want is they want higher wages, better policies on seniority, inclement weather, paid family leave, bereavement, sick time, and safeguards against surveillance. That's what they're lobbying.
I've always heard it's an amazing company to work for. They have great benefits and all this kind of stuff. But it's been a while since I've heard that.
Costco, when all these were brought to the table, Costco rejected 98% of the proposed provisions.
Okay.
Yeah, all that stuff. It's like, but like, dude, if they are able to make headwinds on any of them or gains on any of them, then does that apply to everybody? So I'm rooting for if I'm one of the ones that's not a union employee. I'm like, hey, I hope those union guys get what they want.
Costco, a Northwest-based company out of Kirkland, Washington State, not far from Boeing. Boeing had a pretty successful strike, I think, and the employees got pretty much what they wanted out of it. Boeing also had airplanes that were falling apart in the air, so they had a lot of other pressure on them at the time. Nobody's complaining about, this is, what's going to happen is the return policy. It's going to screw us. These Costco employees are going to screw up this, and you're always worried about somebody bringing back something that is ridiculous and they shouldn't bring back. This is probably what is the straw that, as we like to say, that'll break the camel's back. And that is, they're going to have to start paying out more. They're not going to be able to do this return policy. We'll see. But I guarantee you, that return policy, that fantastic return policy, it's not going to stay like it has been. It just can't. Not the way the economy is going. But we'll see.
Well,
Ron writes in.
California is the biggest state in which they employ Teamsters.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So maybe not every state has a union. Maybe it's just certain states.
Here it is.
Located.
Yeah, there's 5 states, I guess. But California came up as one of the ones. Pretty much California and New York.
Okay. Ron writes in, he has a theory on Grandma, Maga Grandma, whatever her name is, that said she doesn't want the pardon. He says she probably wants to stay in until they get all her dental and medical work done.
There you go.
Have the state pay for it.
That's a very good theory.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate you writing in.
Funny enough, reading a little deeper into Maga Grandma, not Maga Grandma anymore. She actually registered as a Democrat and voted for Kamala Harris in the last election.
Oh, so now more and more is starting to... She's a plant. She's not even real. Let's see. We got it. We got prisoner 1 writing in 2 slices of steel bread and 1 slice of green bologna. Oh God! If the bologna's green, I'm out. I'm not eating it. And somebody else wrote in and says, when you're in the clink,
that makes me
you don't
sick
get a
to my
choice.
stomach.
You get what they give you, and you eat it or you don't. The problem is if you don't eat it, that's when bugs come into your room, right? Into your cell. You don't want any food laying around. Then, can't get out of there. You got all these bugs in there crawling on you at night when you're sleeping.
When people get to visit
imagining
people
you
in
eat
jail,
it.
do they get to bring like food items, like Snicker bars or something like that?
I don't know. Do you think I visit people in jail? I've never been to jail. I've never had anybody in jail.
I'm asking the populace.
I forget sometimes it's not just you and me sitting here.
Right. Like we found out a lot about what you're offered in jail this morning, and it wasn't either of us giving out that information.
Can you bring people's food? I know they have I've heard they've had like a little store.
Yeah.
And they can work and get points and they can buy stuff. Like we get at the grocery store. Interesting.
Hashtag move over FOMO. Gen Zers are shifting their perspective from FOMO to JOMO. JOMO is the joy.
Freudian slip.
That's okay. You were using a Mexican dialect.
Let's just move on it. Let's just move fast.
Well, no.
I have a problem with this.
Okay, so
I have a problem with
Gen Zers are finding out, they say, is they enjoy missing out of certain things. Like they like staying home, they like cooking, they like watching movies, and
they don't like socializing because of the way they were raised. And having their head in a device 24/7, they didn't socialize. So now it's awkward. So now they'd rather just sit around by themselves than actually socialize with the population. To me, that's a little alarming. A little bit.
One ex-user posted, listen to how telling this is, JOMO all the way for me as I get older and more antisocial and exhausted as they're posting that on a social media network.
Yeah, no kidding. JOMO.
That's good.
And JOMO stands for
joy of missing out. That's my
joy of
that's
missing
my
out.
creed. Thanks for coming to my college course, Gen Z. I'm fine missing out.
Yeah, that's just a little bit alarming.
Yeah, because when you're young, you should be out experiencing new things.
Yes, and whatever. I'm not going to be alive long enough to watch the downfall of this society because everybody doesn't want to communicate, stay inside, and they're afraid every time they go outside they have to put a mask on, and it's just like, God.
Like when they get in their car, they have to have their steering wheel heated up for them.
Be 12 years old again and be in the 80s, right? Mid-80s, 12 years old, early 80s, whatever. And there's a kid like this in the neighborhood.
Lady.
Oh, he would be getting picked on all the time. All right?
Yeah.
Gen Zer in the 80s? Dude, you would have had to change real quick. You get your ass kicked. Mama's boy. That's what I called it. Back in the day, this was called a mama's boy. Now we call it Gen Z.
Wow. You're hard on Gen Z.
That might piss some people
I don't think
off.
everybody.
Not everybody in Gen Z, but Gen Zers that are tough, that aren't mama's boys, you know what I'm talking about. JOMOs, mama's boys.
JOMO. What are you, a JOMO?
It's time to play Know the Show with Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. KCOC.
How about Chicago? Vina Robles Amphitheater coming up on the 9th of September. We've got a pair of tickets right now if you were listening today and you know the show. What does that mean? That you caught the conversation that Jeff's going to bring up right here.
Yeah, and this is pretty easy this morning. What cut of French fries does Jeremy clearly discriminate against? Because he says there's not a
That's
French
clear? 4-3-36-93 are the numbers to get through. Nick, first one in this morning, Jeff.
Morning, Nick.
Morning.
Need to know what cut of French fry Jeremy discriminates against.
I'm going to go with tater tot.
That is incorrect.
Hey.
I told you this is going to be tough because you're misleading people. Alan is next up. Alan?
Well, that is a tough question, but I'm going to have to go with those, I can't remember the name of them now, the potato chips. Let's just go with potato chips.
Yeah, homemade potato chips.
Not a fry. Do you think a potato chip is a French fry?
Oh.
Alan.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't.
Yeah.
But I
You
tell
just
you
call
what,
it
I love
potato
tater
chip.
tots.
House-made
Yeah,
chips.
potato chip, right.
House-made chip. They're made of the same exact ingredient.
It doesn't matter. It's mashed potatoes are too. It doesn't matter. It's a chip. It's not a fry. You're just so stubborn. I don't know.
But it's offered as if.
And you know what bothers me the most, Alan, is he's raising a generation. He's raising 2 young kids, and they're going to think potato chips and fries are the same thing, and they're going to get made fun of, and they're going to get picked on for it, and it's going to be his fault because he's too stubborn to admit that a potato chip and a fry are 2 different things.
Yeah, he did say one thing about having a burger. French fries, yeah, I can do without those. I would rather have potato chips as well. But if I had to pick out of the list, it would be tater tots.
Okay.
Sorry.
I like tater tots.
If done right. Some places don't do it right. Sometimes they have to be crispy. Like, I hate nothing more than being like all amped up about a tater tot, and then you get it and it's like soft, and you're like, "What? This is the worst." This is.
I don't
like,
think that's happened to me since we were in school, and I got like a hot lunch, and it came with tater tots.
You have to.
They always undercooked them, and
You
sucked.
have to cook the crap out of it. I mean, you cook them until they're crispy because everything inside is going to maintain. Everything inside is going to maintain, but they have to be crispy. If they're not, that's why I don't understand this trend of like smothered tots. Like, you better make sure those are crispy for sure, because once you put sauce and stuff on them, they're going to start sogging out. Just a little good seasoning. Fry them really good. It's perfect. It is perfect. It is right up there with the potato chip.
Let's see here. KZOZ.com. Right now, curly fries and waffle fries in the lead. Other standouts so far early on in the best cut fry. What is your favorite cut? Standard, steak, and tater tot still in second place, with shoestring and crinkle getting some nods.
Have you ever?
You can vote as well.
Have you ever had gotten curly fries and expected one thing, but then got another? Like the curly fries, to me, they need to be like Arby's or Jack in the Box. And sometimes you get curly fries and there's just like a little bit of salt and pepper on them. You're like, this is not what I was expecting.
Well, what I hate is when I ask for curly fries and they give me shoestring fries, because shoestring fries can be curly too. They just make, and it's like, oh my God. The thing I don't like about the shoestring fries, they're so thin. Like, after just a couple minutes sitting in front of you, they're cold because there's nothing in there to insulate the heat.
What is nice about the old curly fry is if it comes out like not like what you expected, they're good for dipping because you can double them up, triple them up, and dip them in, and then get a bunch of dipping sauce on the fry. That's not bad. Good.
All right. Anyways, thanks for hanging out today. Tomorrow, we'll do the picks in the Red Zone Challenge. 4 big games up this weekend for you to choose. Of course, you can win $25 to the poorhouse and that free service from Be Right There Heating and Air. They come out, it's a $150 value. They give you a brand new filter. Check out your whole system. $1,000 up for grabs if you win the season, and a flat screen TV surround sound bar from Coast Electronics. And don't forget about from callthebee.com, that Wi-Fi thermostat. You can control the heat in your house from anywhere on your phone. Get that app. Washington at Philadelphia, Buffalo at Kansas City. Washington traveling out to Philadelphia, Buffalo traveling out to Kansas City. Is this a home weekend, Jeff? Or do you see a road team?
I have to look into the weather. I'm gonna have to look in the
Get
weather.
into a win.
Not so much for Buffalo, because I believe Buffalo could play on the North Pole if they had to. But for the Commanders, they've had it pretty easy with their scheduling and their weather situation so far.
Yeah.
Tampa
Here's
Bay,
how it sits.
Tampa Bay and Detroit. I mean, come on.
On this Thursday late morning, the Red Zone, right now, 56% of the Red Zone nation is picking the Buffalo Bills to upset the Kansas City Chiefs, who I believe will probably be favored in Vegas. This will be, their fourth Super Bowl? Philadelphia, 61% favored over the Commanders. I'm Commanders all the way now. After what they did last weekend to the Lions, I am Commanders all the way.
39 degrees, overcast, 10% of rain, and 13-mile-an-hour winds. That's what we got for Philadelphia. So not too bad weather-wise.
93.3 KZOZ FM San Luis Obispo rocks the 805.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 911.